Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kara if you're new here. So today is day 4 of Vlogmas and I was kind of thinking what I wanted to do for today's video, and I decided that we just haven't had a sit down chit chat in a while and just talked about life. And so I decided for today's video I got really comfy, put on a blanket, and we're kind of sitting by my little Christmas tree and just sitting on the ground, super casual. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about my life since I've hopped off YouTube, because I definitely took a little break there. So yeah, let's get into it.
Merry Chrysler.
So as I said, I don't really want this video to seem staged or planned out. I just really kind of want to talk with you. I have some notes on my phone of things that I want to talk about or bring up, little talking points. But most of all, I just kind of want to sit and chit chat and kind of tell you really casually about like my life and how everything's been going right now. Because yeah, if you're gonna watch 25 videos of me doing Vlogmas, I want you to know a little bit about how my life has been going. So the last time I posted before Vlogmas was 56 days ago, and that was only to do a brand collab, which is my Truly Beauty video, which you can go watch up here in the card. I was on a deadline to film that video. Those were all my real words. I totally feel that way about the company, but I was such in a YouTube funk that even before that I hadn't posted for a month and change. But I was just super out of it, and I still kind of, up until right now, and I forced myself to do Vlogmas for this reason. I was really feeling out of it. But yeah, I filmed that video and I was not doing too hot. Going to college, as you guys know, this year with COVID has been really weird, and that was a responsibility that I took on for myself. I feel like this year has been hard for a lot of us. I've had some pretty bad family health issues this year. I had an animal pass, especially I was the class of 2020, so I didn't get a prom, I didn't get a graduation, and it just felt like everything around me was falling apart. I lost a best friend last year. It was just constantly left and right. Things were really going downhill for me. So yeah, I took on the decision to go to Wazoo and kind of go to college, even though a lot of people were staying home, trying to be responsible, although I did choose to go. But it ended up being a lot harder than I ever expected it to be. I'm a very independent woman. Not to be like a very independent woman, I don't need no man, but no, I would say I'm a very independent girl, and I like to do things on my own. I don't like to talk to people that much. Like, even my friends kind of know. They're like, okay, well, Kara likes to hang out in person. They have to kind of reach out. Like, I reach out sometimes, but it's really hard because I don't Snapchat, I don't text, I'll FaceTime, but yeah, it's really hard for me to keep up and do things like that. So living independently was really hard because it kind of forced me to do everything by myself, and I'm a very unmotivated person, which I acknowledge, and I wasn't on a tight schedule at Wazoo. All of my classes weren't even in person, they were on Zoom, and some of them didn't start until 11, and I only had like 2 classes a week. So it was really, really hard for me last semester. Being remote and online learning just overall didn't work for me. I'm a very kinetic learner, and I pretty much have self-diagnosed ADHD. It's pretty bad. So with that happening, it got really hard. I have never been that social though. As I said, I've always been very independent. I kind of like to do my own thing. That's why I got really inspired with YouTube. That would be my hobby. I'd go home, I'd go to work, I'd do everything, and then yeah, and I would just not really hang out with friends. But this year, I made a lot of friends through my sorority, and we all would hang out and stuff. So I just kind of got really sorority, not very school. So it got really hard for me, and my mental health just started slipping, and my grades did too. And I had a really tough time with school. Working on that still. But yeah, I ended up having a really big mental breakdown, panic attack moment, and bawling my eyes out to my mom on FaceTime. My mom ended up saying, well, do you want to come home for your birthday? Because this was like the week before my birthday, and I was like, yeah. So I ended up flying home, and I spent a week-ish, like 5 days home. Got to see my dog, drove my car, getting a little bit of a routine, and it was pretty nice. But during that, I had my little classic mental breakdown. I dyed my hair black, like dark brown. First time I had ever dyed my hair was my highlights that I got in August before going to school, and I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel like myself. When all that was happening, I cut my own hair at first because it got too long. It got to here and I was like, no, I can't do it. So I literally one night just, that's perfect mental breakdown right there. So yeah, I cut my hair. I told everyone on my story that I wanted to dye my hair black, if not dark brown. And then I've really wanted a nose piercing for my whole life, but my parents were very anti that, so I never thought that would actually happen, but I just said I really wanted it, and since I was coming home for my birthday, I kind of made that conscious decision and kind of told my parents that I really wanted to, and my mom was really supportive of it. My dad was like, Nicole, which is my mom's name, she's like, we're letting her do this, which, yeah, but I ended up getting, and I love it. I don't know, this year's just been really crazy for me, and I know I struggled a lot with mental health, but it was really cool because I know these things are just like little body modifications, like a nose piercing is just a piercing and a hair is just a hair. But my whole life it's been very much like we don't get face piercings, and I've always had like a really natural auburn hair color, and my parents and all my hairdressers and all my friends would be like, your hair color's so beautiful, don't ever change it. And so my whole life I was like, well great, now I can't get the piercing that I want, or I can't get my hair colored even though I really wanted that color. So I don't know, it felt really freeing when I did that, because it was just like, whoa, I finally got to do something that made me really happy, because instead of living other people's lives or what other people thought was best for me, I got to do my own thing, which I know this is kind of getting deep, but it felt really good. So yeah, and then before that, I ended up actually getting COVID. That was great. I had COVID during when I shot the the sponsored video. That was really great. I literally had to tell them, I was like, yo, I'm gonna need a little bit of an extension, I have COVID. And they were like, you got it, sister. But no, it's been really weird. My COVID experience wasn't that bad, don't worry. I stayed in, I was quarantining. It's just, Wazoo is like one of the top schools that has COVID, and it's really bad. But I'd rather get it there and then be quarantined in my dorm than accidentally get it here and give it to like my grandparents who have like life-threatening diseases or something that could potentially like risk them. So another thing, going back to talk a little bit about my mental health. So I decided to finally take the leap and try to help myself. I haven't really talked a lot about it on this channel, but I have really bad anxiety. I've had it probably since the beginning of high school. I don't know where it came from. Some people are they just have it. It's just the way my brain works. One of the things I have is, so I have a very creative brain, and I'm a very go, take things on, do a lot at once kind of girl. Even in high school, I was like, there was like 2 years I was a 3-sport athlete. I also was doing a youth group on the side with honors classes, and you know, I've just always taken on just a lot, way too much, to distract myself, because something about, I don't like emotions, which has caused a lot of pain in relationships that I've had, not even just boy relationships, like friends. Yeah, so my brain decides to tell me, okay, don't think about that thing you just did. So even if it's something so simple, my brain will take it and rip it apart. Like, let's say something so simple. One time I was at my friend's house, and I opened the door to find my other friend, and this guy was standing outside talking to someone, and I looked at him, and he was like, hi, Kara, and I was like, hi, and I ended up staring, like looking too long, and he was like, can you close the door, please? And like, I like spent hours thinking about that, even though that is such a minor thing. I was like, how could I be so stupid? And I spent like 2 hours sitting in my bed just thinking about that. And that's the type of anxiety I have. And it's like anxiety, or it's like insomnia-based anxiety, or other way around, anxiety-induced insomnia. Yeah. So basically, my anxiety makes me stay up at night really, really late, which makes me have sleeping patterns, which makes me have a hard time in school and routine and just a lot of things in general. So I decided enough is enough. So when I went home before I did all this, I decided to go and talk to my doctor, and we ended up getting anxiety meds, which is really something that's been very good for me. I don't know, I've always had a really tough time with anxiety, as I said, so it was finally good to like change it. And I'm not saying or promoting it, because everybody's different, and really just if you have problems with anxiety, you can try different methods like therapy or maybe even medication, but it's really just what's right for you. But I was struggling for so long, and the fact that when it happened and I started taking it, my brain was like, wow, people live like this? Not in like constant agony. Like, I know that's such a deep word, but I would just lay in bed for hours embarrassed by myself, and which makes me not want to go out in public, even though I'm a very outgoing person. So yeah, I don't know, I know that's kind of a lot. I just kind of dumped a lot on you. 2020 goals was to be more open on my channel and just really share things that go on in my life and my struggles, so you guys can just really see the person behind the camera. Because when I come on here, I'm like, here's 100 video ideas. You don't know the real me. You don't know like the mental illnesses that I struggle with or what I do in my free time. You know what I show you. So yeah, I did take time away because I just couldn't do it. Yeah, it was really hard and weird. Yeah, these past few months have been really hard for me since I've started school. But I don't know. It's kind of like a good reflection. This year has been crazy. I know it's been really bad, but it's finally given me a chance to like reflect on my life and really think about things and change myself and fix myself and really get to sit down and think about what Kara wants and needs. So I don't know, there's a lot of things I'm going to think about or take out of 2020, but it doesn't mean they're all bad, you know? It's only a bad year if you look at the negatives. So I guess that's all I really wanted to say in this video. I just wanted to really have a little conversation and tell you how my life has been, because I don't know, you guys don't know everything about me. So I'm sorry this video was so deep, but I hope you liked it. Again, make sure to subscribe and hit the post notification bell. I promise all my videos won't be this deep and sappy. I'll get back to the lighthearted ones, but I just wanted to give you guys a little update on my life, because I know there is a lot of you out here supporting me and it means the world to me, but I just want you to know a little bit more. So yeah. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 5. Bye!